Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Brothers in Red podcast. I have spoken quickly enough so Ben has to include his donkey in the start of the show. Would you like to repeat it for everyone?
No.
I am James Double and this is my brother.
Ben Double, a.k.a. Dubs_LFC.
How have you been? The most important question of every single week. We got to check in. How is life? How is things?
Very good, thank you.
Do you want to tell the pod about your news? Tell all 1,000 people about your news?
What news?
Your little side hustle, your little side project?
I'm trying to develop and create an all-in-one fitness app.
So watch this space, folks. Watch this space.
Lock
you
in.
could be that's a little sprinkle.
Lock in and be ready for the future.
What's it called? Foreshadowing. A little sprinkle of foreshadowing in there. You may be some of the early adopters, all 1,000 of you. Liverpool's mixed form continues, safe to say, but we're all in happy spirits coming off the back of that Marseille game. How many games undefeated now?
7.
No. It's like 11, isn't it?
No, it's 7.
Is that it?
Yeah, because I've seen a stat saying we're the longest in Europe's top 5 leagues to get undefeated at the moment.
And that was before or after Marseille?
After.
Okay. Well, only 7 then.
Who
I
do
thought.
we lose to? Who do we
Sure.
lose? We have lost to someone because I was fuming.
Every loss has felt like a loss, and it's not been a loss.
No, there has been a loss because it ended the one where we were like 10 on unbeaten or something.
I'm putting it in the back of my mind. I'm clearly not concentrating on it. I'm going to look it up live, folks, just because I'm clearly delusional. Got to go quite a way back. So we lost to PSV. So West Ham. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games unbeaten.
How many were in the cup? Because they might have just done league and UCL or something.
1 in the FA Cup.
That would have been it because we're out of the other one. So the stat I seen was chatting shit.
You got Anfield papered, mate.
No, it wasn't Alvin.
Oh, you got Anfield paper. Ooh, in the chat. No?
No,
All right.
because
all right.
Anfield paper would be an exaggeration.
It's been a couple of weeks since our last podcast. Aiming for more consistency this year, and we fail at the first hurdle. I'm pretty sure we mentioned our New Year's resolutions, didn't we?
Weeks,
No.
didn't we did. We recorded last week's.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought
I was like, hang on a minute. Yeah, we did, but audio corruption.
corrupted.
So sorry
Corrupt
about that, lads
FM.
and girls.
But yeah, we're back. We're consistent. Every single week, we're going to talk about the best shade of red. Quite a lot to talk on the podcast. Going to shake up the format a little bit. See if you guys enjoy it. Make sure you leave a comment. See if you prefer this sort of shake up of format or if you prefer something differently. Every week, I'm thinking we put out a poll of things that people may want us to talk about throughout that week. And then they can vote and then offer as well. So then we actually talk about the things that people want us to talk about.
I'm really down for that, but we are going to have people engaged with that.
We have 1,000 listeners. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
Right, guys, we'll actually need you to go to Twitter and vote now.
Yes, please.
That
is embarrassing.
The next podcast will be 1 minute long of just introduction and then go.
Hello. We put out a poll today, and James was the only one that voted. Quick discussion about AFCON before I let the listeners know what today is going to be.
Yeah, what the fuck was that final, please?
Yeah, like ridiculous.
I did actually see Mazwari have a go at the Moroccan player. Like, he plays for Morocco. And he was having
what
a go
bit are
at...
you talking about?
Hmm?
The final.
Yeah.
You're talking about the towel thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll let you. That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? The 20-minute period where there was no players on the pitch because of corruption.
Yeah, the towel thing was worse.
Yeah, the towel thing was so much worse. Anyway, carry on with your towel theory.
Well, it's not a theory. Just Moroccan players being petty and the ball boys trying to steal towels. Even Hakimi was throwing Mendy's towel over the thing. And
Did you see the
dirty little tactics? Like, I wish it didn't happen because now Arsenal have probably seen it and they're going to do it.
No, absolutely not. Did you see the... I'm going to call it the preface for this. They've been doing it all tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're aware of it. And then I'm pretty sure Mendy had a bodyguard.
It was a sub keeper.
Was it that who it was?
Yeah, he was literally wrestling the ball boys and all this kind of stuff. And there's videos of him. This is a Champions League goalkeeper. He plays for Monaco or something.
Oh, the sub goalie.
Yeah, I think
Hilarious.
he's either a sub goalie, but he has played in the Champions League. This is a Champions League goalkeeper holding onto a towel for dear life, fighting to keep it for Mendy.
That's an absolute joke. I'm sorry. In the final of essentially
AFCON, yeah, it's mad.
AFCON, what they
But
call
like this
Euros.
is like right. AFCON demands respect, and then this kind of stuff is happening in the final.
Yeah, desperation does weird things.
No, but
you could
would that happen in the World Cup?
you could argue
Would it happen in the Euros?
England
No.
fans caused quite a lot of disgrace in the Euro
Not
final.
the players.
The Wembley. No, I guess not the players. Fair, fine.
The players and the ball boys.
Oh, ball boys. Ball boys are a thing to their own.
Not in terms of. Have you seen the videos? How bad it is.
No.
Oh, it is all like it's not just like a simple stealing. It is literally like rugby tackling the sub keeper to try and get the towel and all this kind of stuff. Like it is just stupid.
Mad. Back to sort of a reference of our own players in AFCON anyway. Obviously, we'll get back to the final, but Salah knocked out, sadly, again, by Mane.
I will say a stat on that I think he only had 3 players in the top 5 leagues or something I've seen.
What, in the Egypt team?
In the Egypt team compared to like everyone else had every player playing in the top 5 leagues.
Well,
Senegal did.
Senegal was stacked. I think Morocco,
Well, not as much, but
not
I
as
think it
much,
was
but at
Nigeria as
least
well.
4 or 5, and then Nigeria was the other one.
Yeah.
Senegal by far the best team. You could just tell it quality wise. Did you see the final then? You watched it or just saw
No,
highlights?
just saw highlights.
So
I
the
think it
drama
was on while I
of
was at work.
the drama of the final. No, it was on at like 9 o'clock at night. Well, the final was anyway. The whole tournament.
Maybe I was watching NFL at the time. Where was it?
But yeah, the drama I think it was Sunday night.
Yeah, that's probably it.
So, 94th minute, perfectly good goal overruled by a foul on Hakimi. It wasn't a foul. It was barely even a touch, and he goes down, and VAR gets involved and turns it over. 4 minutes later, Morocco get given a very, very soft penalty.
I've seen that.
So it just screams of the host nation being saved by VAR and then given a penalty all in extra time, essentially, which sent the Senegalese manager just, enraged, forced all his players to come off the pitch. And then Sadio Mane, I think, was the only one that stayed on, around anyway. And then, players left the pitch for 20 minutes and eventually came back. And then Brahim Diaz, Mr. Penaka, people say
100%.
on purpose.
100% missed on purpose.
Don't know. I feel like it's a bit tin pot.
No, I reckon it is.
Really? Why?
Apparently, there was a player behind the captain for Morocco or something. Is that Hakimi? It's not Hakimi. So as a defender or
Hakimi
something.
is the captain,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think it's a defender or someone. Literally, you see him mouth, must be French or something, but basically saying he's going to miss. Like, he will miss this penalty.
Fair. I don't know.
He was having a lengthy chat with, like, the manager was having a lengthy chat with Mane as well.
No, I know.
And
I know.
It makes sense.
Well, that's illegal, though.
What?
Missing on purpose.
No, it's not.
That's match fixing. That is literally match fixing.
No, it's not.
not?
Sportsmanship. People do it all the time. Like, players do it. Like, if they think that a penalty's been given wrong, they will miss a penalty on purpose. That's not match fixing. That's just leveling the score. Match fixing is the incorrect decision that happened.
Fair. Maybe. Like, potentially. I get completely what you're saying. There is a level of...
I get what you're saying as
If
well.
Brahim Diaz had bet on that game...
But he's not allowed to.
No, fine. Yeah, completely.
Paqueta.
If he had, or if his parents had, and he missed that is match fixing. Regardless of what happened then. Like, it's a grey area, isn't it?
Grey area, but it's match fixing for the officials more than him, I'd say. It happens more that players will, especially I think players coming from top leagues, will give things back. Like, you'd expect, like, it's happened with us before, like, where, like, even players in the decision have gone to try and say that's not what it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it happens.
Yeah, certain players
It's
you don't
believable.
expect it from, and some with egos you definitely don't expect it from.
No.
Which,
Like, if Hakimi was taking that pen, he would have scored it.
do you think?
Yeah, he wouldn't have cared.
But yeah, so Sadio Mane now a 2-time winner. Massive congratulations to the former Liverpool player. Do you see people using that as bait to be like, why aren't Liverpool saying
Yeah.
Sadio Mane hasn't been congratulated by the Liverpool account? Madness. Absolute madness. Anyway, we'll get on with today's podcast. We're going to finish off the podcast with some brief transfer discussions, sort of short segment on that. We'll talk about the Champions League group phase and, league. Yeah, is it called the group phase still?
Yeah.
What is it called?
What's league phase?
League phase, and we'll compare it to the group phase, I guess, and see if I would say positivity from last year, because I think we were fairly positive about it while we were top of the league last year, has sustained to this year. So stay around to find out for that. Discuss our views on the return of the Egyptian King Mo Salah. I don't think you've actually heard our opinions on some of that stuff yet, but we'll probably talk more about the positive stuff of that after he's returned from AFCON.
I'm pretty sure they have. When it's all going on.
But first, we'll review the Marseille performance. I don't think the podcast went out.
What, before?
Yeah. And perhaps a little glance back to Burnley, if the references are required, because Burnley was good signs, but the worst of what's happened this season. Marseille potentially the best of what's happened this season. Agree or disagree?
Not the best. Real Madrid.
Fair. No, up there, definitely.
Madrid was the best performance we've had.
Was Marseille second?
Yeah.
Okay, so up there. Cool.
No, I agree, up there.
3-0 to the Mighty Reds on the night. Goals from Szoboszlai with another excellent free kick. Frimpong doing what Frimpong does and forcing a goal.
Yeah. Class.
I'm going to give Frimpong 95% of the credit there.
Did you see his Instagram post?
No.
So he posted saying, "Does this count as mine?" And Shobo replied to him, "Absolutely not."
Oh, hilarious. See, it's a bit of energy coming back into sort of the team.
Yeah.
It seems like they needed a win, obviously. And then Gakpo rounding it off, coming from the bench to score in the last minutes. How did you view and see the game in its entirety? Because obviously I have my opinions. I'm intrigued by how you saw the game.
Yeah, I thought we played well. They're an attacking team. At times they had counter-attacks, but I didn't think they were dominant or the team that the commentators were making them out to be against us. Like, we'd have like 3 attacks, we'd just hit the post or something, and all of a sudden they have 1 attack, and all of a sudden they're dominating us. And I'm like, are we watching the same game yet?
I don't watch with commentary anymore.
Oh, it is awful, especially Ali.
I'm really surprised you still do, because you get such a bee in your bonnet about it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's a talking point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good to see you rage every single week.
That's just at you.
Yeah, literally. I'll put this question out on Twitter. Make sure you're following both of us on Twitter. I'm going to be doing more on the Brothers in Red podcast channel instead of my own, but I did it on my own last night anyway. Is, in your opinion, why did Liverpool look so much more positive last night than we have recently? Was it the way that they set up? Was it the way that we set up? Is it, I thought we were a bit more cohesive together? I'm intrigued as to your thoughts into what was the difference and why did it look so much better? Because it really did.
That's a hard one. There are many variables. One big factor is the way that they set up. And that when they countered, they came out. They didn't low block. Like, they defended well when they had to, but they didn't properly low block, if you know what I mean. Like, they didn't sit 11 men behind the ball most of the game. So I think that is a big talking point and like reason why we were able to like find spaces almost. I would say Frimpong at right back overlapping Salah was a big. Like, I love Bradley, class right back, and I've said at the start of the season both of them will have roles in different games. But I think Bradley's more of an in-lapper for shooting and stuff. He does the crossover on the inside instead of outside, and Frimpong benefits from the outside. And I think it worked well because sometimes when Salah cut in, his performance was really good other than his miss. Some of the passes he found, I was like, okay, that's Salah evolved coming back now, creating wise. Gakpo looked good when he came on, but also not starting him and having Wirtz out there. I think it's just Wirtz and Ekitike together. They just know how to play together and unlock defences like in tight areas. So yeah, I think it's a bit of everything. I'd say our weakest player on the pitch, definitely for 70 minutes, was Grav. He's a bit better in the end, but I think I've spoken to you about it before, how I think at times we missed the DM. Like last year, it was class, everything was settled. I think sometimes you can tell Grav is wanting to get forward a bit too much. Not too much, but like, I can't explain it. Like if we had Wharton there, it's sat in front of the defence for like some games. Like we're not going to concede like sometimes we do. But going back to this game, I think it was a number of things.
Yeah,
Probably mainly them coming out.
Wharton was one of the things I was banging on about in the summer that I think we needed a rotation for Grav because
100%.
I wasn't happy that Grav was our only CDM.
I think they bring different things, don't they, as well?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said it at the time. I share your opinion on how the game went. It's definitely both in response to mine. Derek on Twitter also said sort of similar. In some ways, they came to play football.
Yeah.
And that allowed us to also play football, which is really positive. I think because we didn't make too many or any, I would say too many mistakes. We didn't make any ridiculous mistakes.
Bad ones, like
mistakes.
a handball.
There's a couple of things here
Giving
and
away
there
penalties,
where
right?
the ball gave away, but that happens in football. I think in general, I would agree with you. Grav was the worst of the lot, and I still don't think he had a bad game.
No.
No. And I think every player sort of stepped up yesterday.
Kirkes again, class.
You could literally
We'll
jump straight to that bit. List players and why you think they deserve a shout out from yesterday, because I think you can name most on the pitch, but
100%.
we'll see if we have different names.
Definitely, I think he's coming to his own again. And shock is 6 months after he's joined a team. Why did Klopp leave Robbo and Fabinho out of the starting 11 until 6 months later? Like, it is such a crucial thing just to get confidence, settle into a team, even if it's in the same league. It's just a different way of playing, isn't it? Different intensity and stuff. And I think we're seeing the real Kirkes now come out of his shell. Shobo, again, was all over. He did pass back a couple more times than what I'd expect from him. And gave away, I think his decision-making wasn't on point. But I don't know whether with Shobo that's because he had too much time on the ball, almost. Like in some situations, like he's making the wrong decision. Like when we're on a counter, he's not passing to the right person, or it's a sloppy pass because he's got too much time to do a sloppy pass, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I think Verts and Ekitike, absolutely. Yeah. I will throw a controversial point though out there. Like I rate Ekitike, don't get me wrong, but if Nunes missed as many chances as Ekitike did last night,
yesterday, I think he only missed 2.
Well, like
a post
couple, yeah. But this is what I mean. Like, put Nunes in his shoes. Nunes gets slated.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything bad. It's more about
fine.
The treatment of Nunes, not Ekitike.
The only thing I'd say about it is Nunes wouldn't get slated on his first game of doing that.
No, 100% not.
The only reason Nunes got absolutely hammered by the end of it
for having 100%.
those type of XT games is because of the 20 games before.
But anyway, Ekitike and Verts together are absolutely unreal, their passing. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I think, again, Maka had a solid game, but I was screaming for a sub. Like, you need to notice Maka's legs. I was screaming for a sub 60, 65. Like, when we're in control of the game, don't lose control by keeping on a player that might not have the edge after 60 minutes.
That was one of my next questions, is what are the changes you would have made and when? Because that's one of the things. Sure. I looked at the clock at 75 and I was like, need to make some changes now. I was just intrigued as to what changes you would have made.
I would have brought Jones on 60, 65. I would have brought Gakpo on and taken Salah off because he's only just got back from AFCON. And I fight for Salah, but I think rotation is key if we're going into this. We're playing Saturday, 5:30. So it's gonna be interesting what lineup we play there. Whether he's planning on playing Jones full 90 there, we don't know, do we? Or Gakpo will start probably. But those are the only two main ones.
For me, I think two people actually. Again, you can literally name so many people. Ali had an amazing game.
Yeah,
there are 2 centre-backs yesterday. I think Gomez started 5-10 minutes, a bit shaky, needed to settle into it. Just a couple of sloppy passes, a couple of shaky headers. Just, not 100% confident, but still dealing with it. And then after 5-10 minutes, he just fully settled in and just like, no funny business. It is what it is. It's done. And then I watched Virgil a lot of times off the ball, and it just reminded me of how incredible he is because of his positional play, his ability to, if you're not looking at him, you don't realise he's you know, moving from a position where he's defending one area to then realise the player's going to attack in a different way and stepping out and then handling it in a different way. And you think it's just normal or lucky it's fallen to him, but he specifically moved in that direction to make sure that he sort of snuffs it out. So those are two that I thought did amazingly. One quick note just on Konate, obviously couldn't make it at the time. Found out today that his father's passed away, so obviously our thoughts and feelings are with Konate and his family.
I was going to make a point. I was going to do it before we got into it, but I think you questioned something straight away, so we went into it. But if this has been an ongoing issue and it's not all of a sudden, then that would explain some of his performances this year. Like if he's been in his head,
I don't know what it is.
Like I've been negative about him.
How found out? No,
I haven't seen anything about how or anything. But like if it's been an ongoing issue, then
yeah, definitely
feel for him.
Absolutely. And then you could literally pick out so many players. Verts and Ekitike I thought was ridiculous. They always are. Salah, I thought he came back fresh, and to be fair, I probably wouldn't have subbed him simply from the point of view he was sprinting to the 90th minute and looked sharp. Could have put away a goal or two. One very clear-cut chance and a couple of final moments, where he could have done a bit better, but I'm not going to hold it to him. He basically assisted the offside sort of play, as it were. He got that going. And then, players that came off the bench looked solid as well. Jones controlled the game and Gakpo finished his shot and switched it up a bit. I think he looked really refreshed from being rotated out.
But this is where we want Gakpo shooting. More consistent. Get into the box instead of unleash there instead of trying to take your pop shots all the time from outside and
all the time, absolutely. He needs to shake it up. 100%.
This is what it is. Like, do 1-2s with the fullback to get into those positions. Do 1-2s, like
go to the byline.
Like literally getting into that 18-yard box and having that shot is so much different than having your you can shoot from outside the box. Yeah, you can put them in. But the chance goes down. Getting into that 18-yard box, your chance of scoring, Gakpo's chance of scoring goes up.
The only thing I'd say is from his reaction, because it was a big reaction to scoring, is it almost puts his shooting in perspective of, has he been a bit desperate to get that goal? And every time that he takes a shot and it gets blocked and he gets slated online, is it another reason that he wants to go and shoot again to be like proving I can score?
I don't know.
Because his reaction was like a relief scream. Reminds me of when Salah took his top off against, I think it was Southampton, ran all the way and you think he's going to pass it. And
I don't know.
No, you didn't read it like that?
I think out of everyone in that team, well, one of them, I don't think Gakpo listens to online as much.
Yeah.
He's
one of the only ones that posts regularly.
But he's one of the most religious as well.
Yeah.
I think his demeanour and the way he will be able to deal with it will be a lot better than most of the people in the team. From my point of view, like he will...
Yeah, you never really know what's under the lid, but
he'll be able to try and calm himself down in those kind of like help him for guidance, as I said. Like, I don't think... One thing I did notice, though, he got real shitty at Salah not finishing his chance.
Yeah.
He gave Salah like a dirty look almost.
So
I don't know if it was about scoring or rather just about winning.
Maybe. It could be. It's pretty comfortable at that point, though. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. The only other thing I'd say is a switch in the tactics, which comes back to my original question of, I think it would be a disservice to say that Liverpool didn't play up to the occasion as well, because we said about how good every single player was. But also tactically, I think it was astute in terms of we almost did what you've been crying out for. Because a lot of the time, Verts and Shobo were the front two, with Ekitike and Salah spreading out wide.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, you're in a 4-4-2 with Salah and Ekitike, the two most furthest forward. And then all of a sudden, you're in a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
And that fluidity, and you could literally see it changing before your eyes. And then I think there was about 10-15 minutes in the second half where they had a bit of pressure and they got a bit of a foothold in just having the ball and having a few chances. And all of a sudden we're 5-2-3.
Yeah.
And completely shift format. Frimpong and Kirkes held back a little bit and Grav sat in. And all of a sudden it was like, okay, well, you're not getting past us. We're happy with how we're going to play this game. And I just thought we looked just incredible. That Shobo goal. Is there anything this man can't do at the minute?
Well, I love it how they normally put people under the wall, and it's the second that they don't, Shelby's like, yeah, fuck this, I'll do Coutinho all over again.
It now tells you to do it when they don't.
Literally.
Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
Because I think a wall looks stupid if it doesn't jump.
100%.
Unless if it's like too far away, maybe. That's the only point when you don't jump, because it's so far the jump doesn't do much, and just being in the way makes more of a difference, I think.
No, I wouldn't say so. I would say I still think there's a reason to jump, just because of if they miss-hit it and you're there.
Yeah, fair.
And like if it drops to an attacker, say, if they're playing on the side, like the other defenders kind of thing, I think it just makes sense to try and get in the way anyway.
It's more stupid to not jump now.
Yeah, 100%. Because like even further away, if you think about it, like on the ground, it's not further away. It's not making it basically, unless you're Roberto Carlos. But
yeah. So the second you don't see the person lying down, you're like, okay, give it a go.
I bet he was relieved it went through, because obviously him and Salah were having discussions about who's taking it, what to do.
Yeah.
You never know if it's about who's taking it or if it's about what to do.
I think it's about what to do. I think they're professional football players, and I don't think we have egos in our team that are like, I'm better than you at football, give it to me.
Yeah.
You might have Salah being like, oh, I might need this, mate. It's on the right side, can I have it? And then Chobo's like, Salah, they're not putting anyone lying down. Shall I go under the wall? And I could see Salah being the type of person to be like, yes, mate.
Yeah, I also think Salah, it would be better if Salah shot on the left, curling around the wall. It depends on the position of the keeper again. Like the way that keeper was, even if Shobo's got more chance of curling it around the right than Salah has curling it over and around the left into the corner where the keeper isn't.
Yeah, it depends which corner you go for, I guess. Depends how wide you are as well. If you're too wide, then curling around the left from the left, you have less goal to aim for, don't you?
No, that's what I'm saying. So it was on the right.
Yeah, so that makes more sense for a left-footed player, because you have more goal to aim for. If you're on the left, it's like you only have that.
No, I think you're getting my point mixed up. Fine. It's on the... So we're on the right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it's better for Shobo to shoot because he's going round the right. Because the keeper's standing on the left, so he's got more goal. It's easy for him to curl it. There's not as much curl he has to put on to get it there. Yeah. Whereas if Salah's going round the other side...
What I'm saying is if it goes even further to the right.
Yeah. If it's not more central.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that change of formation I thought really good from Slot, really tactically astute, and I genuinely thought every player put in a shift, and it kind of shown what could have been. And we'll have a quick mention to Burnley in the low block because I think it's worth discussing. You have a slightly different opinion to me on why we've been struggling with a low block, where I think they're very similar, but just slightly differences in terms of the thing that I think's been killing us. In my opinion, it's more... We struggle to break it down, obviously, but I think there's only a couple of games this season we've actually failed to score against a low block, and actually in some of the games we score multiple against a low block. I think the biggest issue for us is the mistakes have been so critical at times and at critical points of the game, last minute or early doors, or just as we score, they score, things like that, which it's just been such a cycle of knocking all of the players' confidences every single time. And all of these teams are taking the only chances they get. I think there's a world where if we don't have the mistakes, some momentum and confidence builds, and some lack of confidence in opposition builds, where they'll low block, we'll score, they're less likely to get a result out of it. Whereas I think confidence is so low, and they seem to be always taking the chances, and we seem to be always making mistakes, that there's an imbalance there which keeps coming out as draws against the lesser opposition.
And I disagree. I just think we should be scoring more against them. And we're too negative.
There's definitely a world of that.
Like Burnley, for example, 1-0. We should be scoring more than one against Burnley. That is my opinion. We should be able to break down a low block more than one goal.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like, we should be able to score more goals there. If we make a mistake, it doesn't matter.
But Burnley,
we shouldn't make the mistake, but everyone makes a mistake in the team at times.
Not as much this season.
No, but everyone will. Everyone does make mistakes. How many times does an attacker make a mistake, but it doesn't cost them a goal, but it costs scoring a goal?
Yeah, but not as much as this season's what I'm saying. I think it's been so
but you could say we have attacking wise as well, though.
Sure. And that's
Like,
Burnley.
Last year we
31
missed
shots,
them.
11 on target, and you score 1 goal.
Yeah, but proper shots, like 1 on target. 1 on target.
There were multiple opportunities to score against Burnley. Like, clear-cut opportunities.
Yeah, and we should have. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I completely agree.
This is so.
But that's not failing to break down low block. That's mistakes, as you say, from the attacking. Like, we had plenty of opportunity to win that game by creating the chances.
Yeah, so we should have scored more.
Yeah,
that's my point.
But I don't think that's the low block because we did create the chances.
That's one
win.
game though.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously,
then,
we struggle against low blocks.
Leeds, we drew 3-3. That's scoring 3 goals. That's good.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
So
Leeds are
quite a few of those.
Leeds were playing
types
well
of game.
though.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. I just think on another season, we drew 6 times. Maybe 4 of them don't go that way because of mistakes. And momentum is a massive thing.
Yeah, but
in
I
football.
also don't agree. We haven't been playing well.
No, I'm not saying we have.
No, that's what I mean. So
I'm saying we
you
just
can't
get through
say
those games.
You can't say we haven't been playing well, but we would get through the we should just be playing well against these teams.
Yeah, obviously.
This is the issue. Like, we should be scoring these goals, these chances we're creating, finishing them, putting these games to bed. Yes, it's low box, it's hard to break down, but we need to take our chances. Yes, mistakes happen, but that's why we haven't been playing well. Like, it's not just down to mistakes though. Like, it's just so many times we just end up playing backwards. We get on the edge of the box, we end up going backwards. Edge of the box, end up going backwards, and it's just so frustrating sometimes. Like, it didn't happen against Marseille because they were out. I didn't get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, when we controlled the game and controlled the ball a bit, I'm like, we needed to calm it down. Fair enough. But the games I've watched and I get so frustrated on is when we need the urgency more than anything, when we're drawing, when we're a goal down. And I'm like, why the fuck are we passing it around right now?
Yeah, and
we're not taking the risks.
And this is where I'm saying, I think that's the attitude and the momentum swing that's not happening because we're drawing these games. On another season, we haven't drawn so many of them, and they're not that fearful of doing it. They're not that fearful of taking the risks. I think there's such a fear in the squad of taking risks at the minute that when you're...
Yeah, but how much is instructed as well?
Yeah, some. I don't think being fearful is.
I'll let you finish your point in a sec.
Yeah, I don't think being fearful is. I think the negative style of play at the minute, sure, you can put that down to it, but I don't think the mistakes are instructed.
No, obviously mistakes aren't instructed.
And I would say 7 of the games this year we've lost or drawn because of mistakes rather than anything else. We could have scored more, but we have scored enough to win, and it's the mistakes that are the reason we draw or lose. Like, that is true though.
But we should have scored more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with the mistake.
But
this is the issue.
enough.
Like, even with a mistake, we should have been able to
How many clean sheets
cancel out the mistake. That's the point I'm making. Like, one mistake at the back leading to a goal from one chance shouldn't mean we don't win the game. If you know what I mean. We should be finishing our chances. The point I was going to make about the negative point is, I noticed when Jones wasn't starting and he would come on, he was one of the most direct attacking forward people. He was trying to drive us forward. His passes were always forward. But as soon as he's in rotation for starting, it's almost like he's been instructed to keep the ball, keep possession, and play more negatively.
Or, like, absolutely fine. I'm really reluctant to exclusively say it is instructed, because maybe it's starting and maybe it's being in the starting 11 where you realise the pressure and you can't come on and impact a game and drive forward, and you're sat there in the same mentality as everyone else. I would be reluctant to say, yep, the only reason is it's instructed. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't think we should say it just is that.
No, I'm not saying it just is, but I'm just saying it's an observation that I personally think in some situations it is coached to keep hold of the ball and be negative. I wouldn't say be negative. He's not coaching to be negative, but he's coaching to keep hold of the ball and wait for the perfect chance. But because we're playing low box, the perfect chance doesn't exist. Risks need to be taken to create those. So that's when we get frustrated. That's when I get frustrated, when we take so long to try and create the perfect chance on XG, which is what he wants. We think, well, it's going to be, that's what he mentions. And obviously Marseille game was a lot better. They played football, it was fine.
And the Burnley one, I think, was way better as well. in general. Like, it was
I didn't watch the whole game.
positive game. It was just, again, just one of those things where they take the only chance they get.
Some games are like that.
Yeah, exactly. But it was more positive and more intense from the players, is what I'd say.
I think we won the Champions League this
The
year.
only other thing I'd say, and we'll get onto that, the only other thing I'd say is, and it's been banged on about, but the fact our set piece record is so bad, like negative in terms of defence and negative in terms of attack. You see teams like Arsenal that also face a low block and don't struggle, and that's because they get the set piece goal, and it has to open up a game. If we get the set piece goal early on, if we practice our corners, then we are dominant. We're the highest scoring set piece team in the Champions League.
No, I was on about Arsenal.
Oh, well, we're the highest scoring team in the Champions League. We've scored in 6 and conceded none.
Yeah, Arsenal have. Was it? I think they've only won 2 games where they haven't scored a set piece.
Yeah,
in the Prem this
well,
year.
perfect example. The Prem
they
is
scored
that way.
first in like 11 of them.
We mentioned this on the corrupt audio one. That is the Prem this year.
Like the Villa game for Arsenal is a perfect example where like it was a good game and then they score a set piece and Villa's heads go. And that's all it is. It opens up the game.
I think that's all Liverpool need at times as well. They need the early goal with the set piece. Then they need the goal they score anyway. Then it's 2-0. Then their heads go. And if you don't make a mistake, which is often what happens when we're 2-0 up at the minute, that game's dead and buried. Whereas, who was it where we were winning 2-0 and it literally is just a classic mistake?
Leeds.
And they get... Oh, was it Leeds?
It was Leeds. Can I give away the penalty?
And they get fully back into it and then it's 3-0.
Because the crowd is the away game.
Yeah, exactly. So, eradicate the mistakes. There was 0 mistakes against Marseille. They didn't have a sniff. And you see out with a clean sheet, which I think was such an important clean sheet, with the stat of Marseille being the team that
but I think it's totally different there.
22 in 5 games.
I think it doesn't even matter if we make mistakes this game. This is the point I'm making. Because it's not a low block.
It'll be interesting.
If we made a mistake and conceded, it wouldn't have mattered.
In that
it would still be open. It'd still be open, though.
Yeah, it'll still be open, but there's a world where this Liverpool's team heads go and stop creating.
Yeah, but there's a world
and
it
be
doesn't.
defensive. Of course there is, but this season,
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's more...
Nah.
It has
against low block.
literally proved itself to be the former. Their heads go when they concede.
Against low blocks where we don't put away our chances. When the game's open, do you see how it was end to end for like 20 minutes of that game in the second half?
How did the City game go?
What City game?
Man City.
Oh, no, I can't remember.
They outplayed us, but it was close, and then we conceded. Our heads went, and then they literally just dominated us.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be like that, would it? When we're on about we're winning 3-0, so winning 2-0, 1-0.
We're winning 1-0 until the 80th, wasn't it? So
okay, they scored 1 goal. I don't think our heads go.
if it's 1-1, there's a world that ends at a 1-1 draw.
You're saying there's a world that ends in anything though.
Yeah,
there's possibilities on everything. This is what you're saying.
This season, like, evidence is showing that we lose our heads if we don't score a second or a third.
Yeah, and okay, and we scored that because it wasn't a low block and they were attacking.
And I'm fine with that. But
anyway, what I was going to go back to on
the only thing, we didn't make a mistake to concede. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think it would have mattered if we did.
Fair. I think it would.
That's what I'm saying. But we can't go every game without expecting us to not make one mistake.
Okay, can I phrase it from mistake to mistake that leads to a goal scoring opportunity? Because mistakes that lead to goal scoring opportunities should be rare.
Okay, what about the mistake of missing a goal scoring opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
And this is what I'm saying. Like,
I don't mind that.
Both are just as important.
Absolutely, but one makes our heads go, and has been more frequent this year.
Yeah. Okay.
What were you going to say?
What I will say is how shit we've been this year.
Mm.
Like, we've just been poor
Relative
compared to what we're used to. I've seen a tweet earlier that says, "This is why I don't respect the Arsenal Invincible team. Oh, we're unbeaten in how many? And we've been playing poorly, but we're unbeaten."
Right, that was the
and this is the whole argument about the Arsenal team.
Well, they got 80 points.
And this will be a similar kind of year. They're not going to go invincible, but like boring football, just making sure they're not losing, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, they did lose to us.
Yeah, but that's another thing. Jermaine Pennant on TalkSport was saying that Liverpool more likely to win the Champions League, and I think it's Jason Cundy or whatever was saying, like, basically taking the piss and like, what kind of thing. He's like, over 2 legs Liverpool are better, and like Arsenal fans in the replies and all this kind of stuff. I was like, well, it was proven we beat them over 2 legs in the Prem this year. Like, let alone the Champions League night at Anfield.
Yeah, legit. And there's a world where it's funny. The league is the thing they want. Champions League is the thing they need.
They dream of.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's the elusive Champions League which Pep struggled for years to win. If they have to choose,
never won it.
If they have to choose between those two, I think they go for the league because it's basically done. It's not, but it's basically done. But it'll be so interesting if they have to choose between league and Champions League because of how
If it gets close,
big the Champions League is.
and they have to try and start rotating players during that run in.
They were saying that they rotated for that game. I think they rotated 2 players, maybe 3. It wasn't a heavily rotated team. I think Gabriel came off, and then maybe one of the attacking ones was rotated, like Saka for Madueke. That might have been it.
But they got a good squad now to do that. Like Madueke, I'd say Madueke on his day.
He's a starter.
Saka hasn't been up to his normal self the last year.
He's probably more threatening than Saka at the moment.
100%. That's what I would say as well.
Yeah. And that's not downing Saka, because
No,
Saka's
I
a
rate
quality
Saka.
player. Yeah.
But I think he's been running to the ground anyway. But
Right, we're going to move on. That was a lot for just a preview, but I think it was needed. Return of Mo Salah. Very controversial topic before AFCON. Have you noticed the same change of tune since coming back? Like, building up to Salah coming back, obviously the question started in the, conferences. And Slot's been very positive about Salah.
yeah, I've seen some reports and like some in the news trying to say that it's not all that behind closed doors, and then he starts him, and I'm just like, well, it's got to be. I'm not saying it's like roses. I'm not saying they're best mates, but you can imagine. You can well imagine Salah and Slot being a Salah and Mane relationship. Like they're not going to get on. Like they're not going to be best friends, but they're gonna, as long as Liverpool win and they have the same goal, that's all that matters, kind of thing.
They won the league together last year.
Yeah.
It did remind me of your theory, though, of how much is Salah's outburst and Slot's rotation of him like a planned thing. Distraction. The same way that you said that Virgil and Salah were bluffing for Trent last year when they had already signed their contracts.
Yeah, just get off the pressure.
It's like the PR spin of it. And Salah probably needed to be rested a little bit ahead of AFCON because he was desperate to win it. There, and the other piece of evidence for it is definitely tinfoil hat. But one, that he's come back, started straight away, played full 90 minutes, happy as Larry. And 2, the fact that in every training picture,
he's laughing his head off.
Everyone's really happy.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on what episode it was on, but yeah, I definitely remember saying it wouldn't surprise me, or it might have been a conversation at the gym, that it wouldn't surprise me if Salah, obviously there might have been some intention in it from him, but on the other side, he is a leader of this team, and if there's one player that could do this and distract from the actual poor performances to make the world talk about just Salah, then it's him. To distract from,
yeah.
And when he was going out AFCON, there was no hope. Everyone was on it. Slot's back and Liverpool's back, and every mistake was scrutinised. But
yeah, literally. The only thing,
while he was here, everyone was looking at him for every mistake he was making, almost instead of the team.
Yeah, and I think he came back way more refreshed as well, which is definitely worth pointing out, which we sort of floated on earlier. He does need to find his shooting boots. Like, that's a fact.
How much of it do you reckon is being away from Jota? Like, being away from the scenario of Jota? Because that hit him a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe having a break back in Egypt for a month. He could have probably processed it over there as well. Maybe. On his own.
Sure.
Visited his family, he would have his own space there where he'd probably go to think and stuff, and maybe he's not come to terms with it more, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, that's all I was saying is he has come back re-energized and looks the part and looks like himself. If you can find his shooting boots, there's a world where, and we'll move on to it in a minute, but Liverpool can win the Champions League. Liverpool can win an FA Cup. Liverpool probably get top 4 easily. Like, if this clicks, I'm not expecting us to chase the league down because I think that's gone. It's a world where this can turn into a positive season.
Hey, let's be delusional like Arsenal were last year.
Well, are we 14 points behind?
Let's be delusional like Arsenal were last year.
See how far
we're going to win it.
In the Premier League, we are 14 points behind.
I'd rather be 14 points behind Arsenal and City.
16 games to go, but we don't have to play.
How many are we behind City?
Well, it's just another, 7 on that. So 7 points behind
7
City.
points behind City, that's it. That's all we need to look. We don't need Arsenal bottling it, so 7 points behind City. That's what we need to make up.
Fair. No, I'm here for it. There's a world where it clicks, though, and it does. And then
100%.
Isaac's strength training again. I think it was 3 months he was going to be out, and he got injured in November. So, that's February return date, maybe March?
Is that how long he got injured? How long have we been without him already?
I think so. I can't remember, but I think so. Do you remember which game it was?
He scored.
I know he scored, but it doesn't have...
No,
it was Brighton, wasn't it?
I think
It was a block, so 13th of December, so it's only been a month, so maybe 2 more months. So 13th of March is when he's due back.
When's what due?
Well, that's my baby.
Let's get this straight. Isaac is not his baby.
No. No. My only question about Mo Salah is how do you get the most out of Mo Salah whilst also getting the most out of Ekitike and Wirtz? I'm going to start with my opinion, and I think you copy and paste what you did at Marseille.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I was about to say that. I just think
formation and allowing him to attack, not needing any commitment from him to get back. Like, he will still do the job, but you don't have to get him back. And this is the biggest one for me. Wirtz has to be the guy. Everything has to go through Wirtz in some capacity. If he's making the run that's a dummy run, that's still in my eyes going through Wirtz because he's instigating this situation. He has to be your go-to guy, and he will unlock both of those, and it will be ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree, and this is where it's going to be hard for the rotation with Gakpo, because Gakpo, when he came on, was class, but I think the game was more open because Marseille was trying to get a goal. I don't think it works out as well, as you said, because Ekitike and Salah ended up drifting with Shobo and Wirtz in the middle at times, and like all the formations. I don't think Gakpo's as fluid as that, as Ekitike say. Because in that, but then are you playing Gakpo at top, or if you play him with left wing, that means you take off Wirtz or you take off Shobo to play him. So like this is where I think Marseille is the copy and paste for it, in my opinion. I agree with you totally.
Okay, well, I didn't ask the question earlier. What's our best lineup? Because I have my full opinion on it now.
Of available players,
No, full stack. It's probably controversial. Go available.
I was going to say I cannot make that decision right now.
We
haven't seen the best out of Isaac.
No.
Bradley and Frimpong are dependent on the opposition, but I would argue the lineup we just had for Marseille. Of available players, 100%.
Was there anything I would change? I don't think there was anything I would change.
The only one for me, it depends on the opposition whether Maka or Jones starts.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't
like if it's Newcastle, I'd put Jones in.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Like just for more legs. Like Maka's dirty and stuff, but like
grunt. Yeah. No, I don't mind that at all. Yeah, and I largely agree, to be honest. Yeah. I was thinking about your...
Just agree.
I was thinking about your...
the first time.
Yeah, always.
In a while.
I was thinking about your Gakpo point and how he fits, and he's used as a striker for Netherlands. He doesn't like it, but he's used it. And I've always thought he looks like a great centre forward. So if there's a world where it's a slight change and maybe he's not as dynamic as Ekitike, but he can definitely play off of Salah and in front of Wirtz and link up, I think he would still be able to do a job. Might not be as effective, but in terms of rotating and in terms of low blocks and things like that, absolutely, I don't see an issue. Right, we're going to move on. Champions League. So
we're winning it.
The second year, we're going to win it. The second year of this league phase, group phase situation. We'll start with a few names that still at risk, because Liverpool are now guaranteed to go through. Quite a few names now guaranteed to at least go through, and that's to playoffs, not auto.
Yeah.
Napoli, they're currently out of it. Frankfurt have been confirmed as not being able to get.
They just lost to Karabakh.
Yeah. Marseille looked really good, even though we beat them 3-0. They still
they've
look
scored
good.
more than PSG in the league this year.
Exactly. They're at risk.
Does that show how much PSG Liga and is lower down in it?
Probably. Leverkusen at risk. Dortmund at risk.
Yeah, Leverkusen are a bit off this year.
Juve at risk. Inter Milan at risk.
Yeah, that's a.
And that's not out. They're still in the playoffs now, but they're at risk. If
Who
they don't, they have to
they
win.
all got last game though, because like some probably had
That's a great
horrible.
job. Yeah, that's fair.
I think Inter had to play us and Arsenal, didn't they?
And Real Madrid, I think.
Something like that. I think it was absolutely mental.
Did I just see that right? Is their last game Dortmund?
Yeah.
Their last game Dortmund, and both of them are at risk. That's super interesting. So,
Oh no.
goal difference.
Inter are through.
Are they?
12 and 8. They can't go below 24th.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fine. Chatting rubbish, don't worry. Did this quickly. Anyway, Dortmund are at risk. If everyone below Dortmund wins and Inter beat Dortmund, Dortmund are out. Juve safe. So I definitely got a lot of that wrong. But the rest of them are all right.
Monaco.
Yeah. Well, they got...
Haggard through to the next round.
Well, not quite.
Not quite, but like, they're against us.
So they're definitely not then.
Sorry.
Sorry, Karabakh. But yeah, so speaking of Karabakh, though, you already mentioned they beat Frankfurt 3-2. City lost 3-1 to Bodo Glimt. Like,
Rodri red card.
Insane. Yeah, did you see it?
No, it's yellows, wasn't it? Like,
within 53 seconds. And both the classic City cynical fouls.
Well, okay, yeah.
Like the classics. And the second one, I think it's, you know how we say they just do it almost like reflexively?
Yeah.
He just drags the player and just like drags him. So
Does he realise what he does?
And then
He's
literally
like,
second away, he's like, I didn't touch him. And he literally basically got the guy by the neck. And it's just like, yeah, all right, mate. Olympiacos beat Leverkusen. Sporting beat PSG, which I thought was another shocking one.
PSG in them, innit?
Yeah.
They got to be safe, but I just want to see what they're...
I think they're safe. Yeah, they're safe.
That's mad.
And then the last surprising one wasn't surprising, but whilst we were watching the game yesterday, did you see Slavia Praha giving Barca a run for their money for a bit? I was like, go on, guys.
What really annoyed me, you wouldn't have noticed.
The penalty?
No, commentary.
Oh, no.
Because, like, you know, it popped up top right.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, they mentioned, and they've just scored. I'm like, well, no, they haven't just scored. That
No.
was 5 minutes ago, mate.
Dude, it's actually now 2-2, but
yeah, literally.
But yeah, what's your opinion? Better or worse, league versus group?
I think there's pros and cons.
Yep.
I think we get more big games. I do agree with that, like almost what the Super League wants to be, like what they want. But I'd rather keep at this Champions League. I don't want a Super League, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I think it's good that we get to play some more bigger teams, bigger matches. The only thing is a bit weird is that you play, obviously, 8 different teams, 4 away, 4 home. So you don't get the reverse fixture almost. Like, say you lose to someone away, you don't get the chance to be like, right, at ours, we're going to beat you, kind of thing. We're going to smash you, almost.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like, it's just a little thing, but like, say we played Real Madrid at the Bernabeu and we lost there 1-0. We'd be like, right, at Anfield, you're ours, kind of thing. I know we beat them, but you know what I mean? No,
I completely get that, and to be fair, to some extent, I do get it. I almost prefer it, though, because every single game week has to be different.
Yeah.
And it has to be a completely different game. It's still too easy for everyone to get through, but I don't know if you're ever going to be able to change that.
I don't know if it's too easy to get through, but because I think you have to play up until the last game of the season. Last game. Like, there's only a few teams like Arsenal where they could rotate. Like last year, we rotated to a second team against PSV and lost when we were 7-0. We could have gone 8-0, but like, everyone else will still have something to fight for, so everyone will still be playing that last game with meaning. Whereas normally in the old group stages, you could win 3 games, the next 3 you don't really care about, because you're basically guaranteed to go through.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. So it is more competitive.
It's more competitive. Like, people have to show up for, even if you say 6 games, everyone shows up for at least 6 games.
Yeah.
And then even if they throw away 2, which it isn't happened in, But like, yeah,
The only negative I have about it is it's introducing more games into a season.
yeah, 100%. And I also, obviously, you can disagree and agree and all this kind of stuff. And like PSG shouldn't have been there last year. How the fuck did we have to play PSG in the first round last year?
Yeah,
and get knocked out. Obviously, they went on to win it, but like because they were so shit in the start of the year, which everyone keeps forgetting. Like Liverpool have been poor, and then they go on to win it.
Yeah,
like Liverpool are gonna do. But yeah, pros and cons to it. As you said, more games,
and
more injuries,
because of that more games one,
more travel.
how important is beating Karabag and getting auto promotion for you?
100%.
I don't know.
How far are we off?
I don't. We need a win basically,
What about a
just
draw?
because everyone's in and around it. If we draw, we draw on points with everyone, and it's all about goal difference. And I don't have. We're on 6; they're all on higher. So
Yeah, I would go and win it.
the only thing
You get a break in a week or two's time or whatever it is.
yeah, the only thing I'd just do a quick search
There's
is
matches either side.
yeah. So you got
Bournemouth.
Newcastle.
Bournemouth and Newcastle.
Yeah,
Saturday.
3 days.
Playing Wednesday. Fucking. Why is it Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday?
that's not bad, is it? That's good.
I'd rather Sunday, man.
What, on the 2nd?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Then it's a week off until City because I'm guessing there's a cup game in there.
Yeah, so why are we playing Saturday? Sunday.
I'm guessing City can't. Something I don't know.
No. I mean this one
Oh, I don't know.
because that one's the following week.
It's in the PM, so it's fair enough. But so yeah, I agree. I think we need to win that. Just auto playoffs, I think, is going to be way more important. Quick move on to transfer chat before we close up.
Yeah.
So only really quickly to mention the whole Gehi saga and your vibes on it, really.
FSG, well, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes are to blame in the summer for not getting this done as it opened instead of leaving it to the last day where it got overturned. I do not blame them for it not getting done now because he is on a 300k a week contract. We would not give that to him. So I don't blame them for now him not signing now kind of thing.
Should have got it done, but
should have got it done, but now not to blame kind of thing.
It is their fault because it didn't get done, but they haven't failed in this window because they couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, 100%.
No,
and also, side note, Oliver Glasner is a dick.
What, to be like, I'm going to leave. Oh, wait, I'm going to leave anyway a month later. You see when he did?
Yeah.
It was in October.
Yeah.
And he said
It's
in September,
literally
I will leave if you leave him.
Literally. And then he's even making comments now about Gehi and Eze leaving. And it's like, how are you making comments? You're literally not signing a contract and leaving at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Why are you making comments? Don't stop acting like you care about the club. You obviously don't.
No. Literally.
You only care about your own performance as a coach.
If anything,
to get a better job.
If anything, he's trying to get sacked so then because there was a risk of him being sacked, I think it was last Friday. He's only trying to get sacked so that he can start a new job quicker. And they're like, nah, we'll keep you. Don't worry.
He's probably looking at the United job before he gets taken.
That's probably a huge shout. And if Palace is going to go downhill, where's his reputation go?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're reliant on 2 players.
Well, United will get filled by summer.
Do you want a manager that's that reliant on 2 players?
Well, look at them losing to Macclesfield.
Yeah.
I mean, Gay and Warren both started.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
We'll take Warren.
We will take Warren.
Any other rumours you're aware of? Because I'm
Van der
not.
Ven.
What, for Liverpool?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll take it, but I'm not
circling
aware.
quite a few now.
Really?
Yeah, not properly like heavy, but there's a few
summer or
murmurs, shall I say?
Summer or now?
I would love it now.
Because he's a Liverpool fan. He's a Liverpool fan, isn't he?
And he's rapid as fuck.
He's obviously
that would cover our mistakes.
But I don't think we're in the market for anything, which I think's...
I don't know. I think
I'm going to say ridiculous.
I don't think we will get anything now, but I think we're looking for summer because new financial year, and we spent a lot last year.
The only thing I'd say, and I get it, the only thing I'd say is we're so light at the back.
Oh, 100%. Like, go get Van der Ven.
Like, we need
if we have the money.
Centre-back / fullback. Just because second Frimpong's injured, we start playing a midfielder at right back.
Yep.
If Gomez gets injured and Konate's out for a long period because of this, which is completely fair enough, like, this is unprecedented.
Again.
We're stuck. Yeah, absolutely. But, like, there's no... I'm not putting a Fabinho at centre-back again. I just won't
coming out of retirement.
I'll take it. Absolutely fine.
Just get the lads back together.
Just get Scarrow back. You'll still headbutt people. My only last question, and it is transfer related, and it's just because I heard something on a different podcast the other day, and it really piqued my interest. who should have the most weight in deciding who should be signed, and what weight are you giving to each people in terms of like a percentage? So some of the names you can throw in here is just generic coach and staff, the manager,
It's 50-50 for me.
the head coach, or the manager, sporting director.
It's 50-50 for me. Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards need to have a conversation before approaching the manager, in my opinion, getting their shortlist together. The manager has their shortlist, and it's almost like a barter. You buy this player for me, I'll buy this player for you. Because if you're just going totally with the board, the manager's not going to like them and not going to play them, so there's no point in even buying them. Like, this is what I don't get about this whole setup of going away from managers to coaches. Because if you don't buy the players that the manager wants and likes in his system, he's not going to play them. And vice versa, if you want to buy someone, the club's most likely not going to play them, even if, like, go and get them. Do you know what I mean? So I think it needs to be a good 50-50, good relationship. The manager does have a say in who gets signed. And if he really doesn't like the look of a player, you can't go and sign him anyway, because it's going to be a waste of money. The only exception I would say is a youngster for Moneyball, where Slot, in my opinion, should be like, okay, I'll bring him on, I'll play him League Cup games so that the club can make money like we have done before. But I think he's reluctant to even do that.
The only, because I'm similar in opinion to you, I would say it's 50-50 with an asterisk of the manager or the sporting director gets the final say if it's split decision.
Yeah.
So it makes it more 60-40 if you want to play it that way. I think there's a world where sporting directors get too much power.
Yeah, 100%.
I think there's a world where managers get too
100%.
much power, and both are very toxic situations. The whole point in my head of having a sporting director and a philosophy is so that if the manager gets traded out, you can replace with a similar styled manager who brings their own spin, but ultimately there's a DNA of the football club that can sustain, and it's what Bournemouth and Brighton have done. And De Zerbi goes, Brighton didn't really flinch for quite a while. I think they lost a few players and had a little bit of a struggle, but in general, the philosophy
Potter went
and didn't flinch
and
at all.
didn't flinch.
Exactly. So there's a world where it works really well, and the manager should be playing the players that the sporting director signs. But there's the flip side of it of if you don't also fulfill his needs, you're sending him down a river without a paddle.
But then also the sporting director needs to sign a manager that plays the same style. You can't force a manager to play a different style.
Yeah.
Like Amarim is exact example of that, why it didn't work. Like,
and why we
they
didn't go
buy
for
players not for his style, just for the club, because they're good players. Don't get me wrong, in the right system they could be good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're signing a 3 at the back coach, don't go and buy a right back instead of a right wing back. Don't go buy a left winger instead of a centre forward kind of thing.
And I think it's literally why Liverpool didn't go for Amarim, was because he was so, this is my philosophy, and his philosophy is not the style of the football club, and it just would never work. Slot is very, very close to Klopp relative to the world in terms of strategy and tactics, and that's why he won the league in his first season. He's tweaking it a bit now, and as we keep saying this season, it's a season of things happening. Next year, I wouldn't be surprised if we're back at the top and fighting, and things are different, and football's progressed, and we don't have injuries, and we've resolved a load of the issues, and we signed a centre-back, for goodness sake. And it's proof of the sporting director getting it right. The issue is, if the sporting director gets it wrong, how do you know whose fault it is?
Yeah, that's side note onto that. Richard Hughes and Edwards only have 18 months left on the contract.
And Slot.
So
Slot's the same. Yeah, but that's long enough for them, I think.
What, you get someone else in?
No, like sporting directors, I think it's a different story versus like a manager or a player. I think they can wait it out until next October. And by then, you should know. And it's the same with when Klopp left. By November, you should know what's happening. So then by the time June rolls around, you've got people lined up and it's done. And that's how Liverpool works. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get an extension next summer, or if by next November we find out they're leaving. Yeah. One of the other. And I think it'll be indicative who we bring in as to what's going to happen with Slot. Because if the DNA and the philosophy decides to change, because football's changing.
Oh, if we go to that at the back, I
don't think we would, because that's not Liverpool.
No.
And I think
it would just be Alonso.
I don't think Anfield would stand for it. Yeah, I think it would be Alonso. But
Alonso with Gerrard as an assistant manager.
Literally.
Imagine that sideline.
It feels like Booten Boys type thing.
100%.
Anyway, that's been the podcast. We got through it without killing each other, which is excellent news. If you have enjoyed it, sort of like, comment, get involved, tell us the sort of things you like us to talk about. We're going to be trying to do match previews separate in short form content, so make sure you follow us on all socials, give our predictions, lineup scores, things like that. And yeah, just share it with all your Liverpool fans and non-Liverpool fans that may want to listen to two idiots chat shit and beat each other up. I've been James.
I've been Ben.
And you've been listening to the Brothers in Red podcast. You will never walk alone. Liverpool will win the Champions League. See you, Dragon.
See you, Dragon.